Well, the role of state insurance commissioner may not really sound major, but it certainly is. This person is in charge of regulating the nation's largest insurance market, enforcing insurance laws, licensing companies and agents, protecting consumers from unfair rates and practices, and investigates fraud. Patrick Wolff joins me now in the Fox 11 studios. He's running to be the next state insurance commissioner. He wants your vote. The current state insurance commissioner is termed out.
Correct.
Ricardo Lara. So you want this position. Let people know why you want this position.
I want this position because I think this is the best way I can serve the people of California. You know, I've spent 25 years with business and financial experience in insurance, and my whole campaign is based on a simple, radical idea, which is the next insurance commissioner should actually have deep insurance experience, business and financial experience with insurance. You know, we've been electing politicians with no insurance experience for years.
Okay, where does your experience lie? Because you're a financial analyst for the better part of 20 years.
Correct.
So why is a numbers guy better than a typical legislator?
Well, actually, early in my career, from 2001 to 2005, I spent 4 years at a major bank where my job was to build an auto and home insurance brokerage business. So I got hands-on experience working with customers, working with insurance companies, really seeing how the industry operates. And then you're right, for the last 20 years, I've worked as a financial analyst. I've been analyzing and investing in companies and markets, including insurance. I've analyzed balance sheets of insurance companies, insurance markets of all kinds, as well as working with customers and companies. And I spent the last year really deeply studying California's insurance regulation system. As a matter of fact, late last fall, I even passed the property and casualty licensing exam in California just because I really wanted to broaden my knowledge of how property and casualty insurance really works in California.
For people, there's so many watching tonight who are impacted by the wildfires. We covered the investigation into State Farm by LA County for delays and denials on legitimate wildfire claims. What's your reaction to that? We have less than a minute.
My reaction is I have heard the same thing from many people, and I think State Farm has not treated customers well in many cases. Other insurance companies have done better. But you know, the root cause of that is poor regulation. It's poor regulation that allowed our insurance markets to be so devoid of choice and competition. We were relying on State Farm. It's poor regulation that allowed State Farm to operate in California without the support of its parent company, which is why when State Farm got into trouble, the parent company wouldn't come to its rescue. State Farm's been nickel and diming its customers, and they turned around and asked for an emergency rate hike. I think it's outrageous. It's bad regulation at the root of it.
I'm sure a lot of people agree with you. We're going to continue this conversation on the Fox local stream at 6:30. So will you sit tight so we can continue?
I will, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
And I'd like your vote.
Okay, Patrick Wolff running to become the next state insurance commissioner.